are. I'm Robert Harrington, leader of the RH Trio, leader of RH Music Arts and Studios. And I'm glad to be here, man. I got Zach in the building here. We got on matching shirts. This is even more hilarious. Which is,
wasn't planned at all.
I know, right? Not planned. Not planned, which is excellent. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Zach here. So, of course, Zach is a member of the RH Trio. We've been playing together for a few years now. He's been playing keyboards for me and my group. But Zach is much more than just a member of my group. He's my colleague. We both graduated from Kennesaw State. He plays for his church. He plays for a lot of people. This guy's amazing. He's been on tours. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's continuing to do stuff. I've even seen him stretching out with some of his own projects, but I'm going to let him describe that. So, Zach, fill the people in on anything that you want them to know about you.
What's going on, man? Yeah, album is set to be out in a couple of months. I recorded it in May at Capricorn Studios in Macon, Georgia. But yeah, like you said, we both met at Kennesaw State University. We were both in the jazz music program. And yeah, just basically everything that you said, bro.
Yeah. I'm excited for the album, man. I'm excited for the album. Now, you've been kind of secretive over there with your album. I've seen a couple pictures, couple here and there. We're waiting for this, bro. We're waiting for this, man.
You'll hear it. It'll be out soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, let's talk about what's coming out right around the corner here. So we have my latest single coming out, Trap Montgomery. All right. And so you are playing keyboards in that tune. All right. And so my first question is, you've heard the final cut of the tune. Now, we went through several stages with that. What's your opinion of the final cut? What do you think?
Actually, I don't think you sent me the final cut. I think you sent me the one you said not final but close. But what I heard on that, I was like, it was dope. I didn't know that another artist was gonna be on it as well. And then, just from when it started, it was like very bare bones, but like I could see it going somewhere like, oh man, this could be a dope vibe. And so when I heard the version that you sent me, I was like, oh yeah, this is smooth. This is guitar and drive out to the country, and yeah, it's a head bop, and it's nice. I enjoy it.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, that means a lot, man. And yeah, you're right. I think I sent you. We were close to finishing mastering it. So, but it sounds, you know how it is when you master something, man. It's like, okay, you know what it sounds like. It just sounds radio ready. All right. And so the next thing I wanted to ask you is, what do you think about how your parts are arranged now in Trap Montgomery with your outro?
I think it's cool. The outro, it just gives it a nice just a nice way to end it. And then there you threw like a couple like little effects in there that made it I don't really know how to do it, but I was like, yeah, I see you, Robert. Because my involvement in it was you showed me like the chord structure and stuff that you wanted me to play, and we tried a couple of different versions to see like how it would fit with what you were doing. And I'm just happy it all came together. Happy it all came together. I like it. I'm glad that you you decided to expound upon it. And hopefully the people will hear it and hopefully they respond well.
Okay. And I got to give you a shout out, man. So let's tell the people about this. So, of course, 2019 COVID hit, and I was actually going to be recording another project, which is entitled Classic Tales from an Electric Man. But that didn't get off the ground because of COVID. And so I talked to you and you were like, man, just get a MacBook, man. Just get a MacBook and start recording. And literally that's really how a lot of this stuff started to happen, this project. So big shout out to you, Zach, man. You actually had a lot to do with this whole project actually getting off.
Man, I do what I can for the people. You know my Venmo. Hey, just hit it up whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, bro.
Hey. I think I already supported your album with the fundraiser, right?
I'll do the shout out to Robert Harrington. I didn't ask him, but man, like right when he saw that my project was up and running, he was like, "Bro, I'm ready. Here we go. Give it to me." And so appreciate that, and appreciate you like having me play in your group. Trio is a great time. I'm sure you want to expound more upon it, but yeah, I
Well,
enjoy it.
okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad you do. I mean, I enjoy playing with you too. All right, so concerning back to Trap Montgomery, so
Hmm.
you've heard the song and you're on it, and Chris Otts is on it playing saxophone as well.
Right.
And if someone were to ask you, they would say, Zach, why should I listen to Trap Montgomery? Why should we listen to, you and Robert's song? Why? What would you tell them?
Well, for one thing, what do you have to lose? I know you have 4 minutes in the
Mm,
day to check out a song. That's one thing. You're supporting new and upcoming artists before they get mainstream. So you could say, like in 4 years, once Robert is headlining some other festival, you could be like, I knew him when he put out that single after Talks podcast, and you can be like, hey, I know that guy. Um, and it's just a vibe, bro. Like, why not have more music to add to your collection? Get a little diversity.
okay.
What's the risk? There's no risk to it.
Mhm. Awesome, awesome. So I did an interview with Tara Janae White, who's a fantastic painter here, and we were
Mhm.
talking about Trap Montgomery as well. And so she loves music, very fluid in music, and she was talking about how you know it's kind of got a smooth jazz vibe, but it's not really a smooth jazz vibe, and then it's
Right.
kind of got a jazz, like a straight ahead type feel, but then it's not really that either. And then it's got a hip hop top vibe, and it's not really that either. So,
Yeah.
how do you describe this? What would you call it?
Man, it's a little mixture of everything. It's like smooth, but it's got like and it's not too jazzy where you have to dissect it. It's not it's not too hip hop that it becomes annoying. It's not, it's just a little bit of everything.
Okay.
It's a little bit of jazz, a little bit of, hip hop, like I guess you could call it hip hop with the type of the drums that we're using
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and kind of like the production style. But like it's just one of those things, genres, who cares? Like, it's just one of, it's like if it's good music, it's good music.
Mhm.
So there we go.
I definitely agree. I'm glad you threw the word genre in there. I was recently listening to this podcast from Premier Guitar,
Hmm.
and Pat Metheny was on it, and they start talking about the J word, which means jazz, right? And
Uh-huh.
so I think jazz has kind of become the J word. Like when I tell people about my music, I call it jazz, but I don't
Hmm.
really think about it as jazz because it's something new. I guess maybe you could say it's in the newer canon, right? So what do you think about that J word now?
Man, there's just so many subcategories and so much conversation behind it. I know that it started out of innovation, and that's kind of what's happening to it now. It's kind of shifting direction to what we originally alluded it to. But it's just kind of changing and kind of evolving, and you can either embrace it or you can just deny it. But like it's still going to happen. So.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Trap Montgomery is going to be out September 24th. Make sure you guys listen. Let's switch gears, man, and talk about what it's like to work with me. That's my next question. In the studio setting, what's it like?
Studio setting is cool. Well, I find it very similar to when you're when I'm working. No, to when I'm working with you like in a live setting, because when you have these ideas for songs, or like you have these ideas for arrangements, you can write out the chords, you can write out the changes, but there's a very specific feel that you have in your mind that you want it to be. And so like, yeah, when I see the chords, I'm like, I'm gonna play it how I feel it. Like, yeah, that's cool, but that's not like what I'm going for. Which is how you do it. And like, at times I'd be like, bro, what do you want? But then like I appreciate it because it gives me more time to like kind of focus in and like kind of get into your mind and like the vision of like what you're going for. And so then putting me kind of in a way, putting me in those boundaries gives me a way to stretch out, because
Mm,
like I can stretch out within the confines that you kind of gave me to present to put on the song.
I
So
got
I enjoy it. Like I say, it's like the same way playing with the trio. Sometimes you'll be like, hey, give me a little more. Hey, sometimes give me a little less. give it to me this sort of feel, give it to me that sort of feel. So yeah, it's I wouldn't say challenging, but it definitely, it sharpens my mind and like the intentionality in which I play.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. And so I'm going to switch gears to my next question here. And so you kind of went into it. And so I wanted to talk about what's it like playing with me in the RH Trio. Now, for our people who don't know, the RH Trio is pretty much a straight ahead vibe at the moment. But with these new songs that are coming out, we're going to be extending some of the things that we do. And so it's just a matter of getting stuff out. But Zach, so my question for you is, what's it like playing in the trio with our configuration? Because there's not really one in town quite like it, to be honest.
RH Trio was like, I remember when you told me about the idea, and I was like, all right, like I'll try, because I always play with drums. Like if you were to ask people, y'all would think that like some people would say that I'm a rhythmic player. Like that's a lot of like my interaction. I very much interact with drummers. I think I interact with drummers well, and then like I interact with saxophone players well, I think, in my opinion. But so not having a drummer, it really, for one thing, it gives us all more responsibility for the rhythm of the song and keeping the time a little bit more than like if we were to just rely on the drummer to do it. So there's that aspect. And then because we're both chord players, it gives me another set of intentionality, because I don't want to step on your toes, you don't want to step on my toes. But also we have to fill it up. We have to fill up the space without having a drummer. So it's a challenge. Or was it? Well, I'll still say it's a challenge. So it's a challenge because I've never. It's very. If I play without a drummer, usually that means like it's just me. Like if there's no drummer, it's either just me, or it's me like maybe in a saxophone player, but I've never done me, another chord player, and a bass player with no drummer. So it's definitely interesting, but I think it gives it's a different vibe. And it's just kind of unique, it's really cool. It has me like I said, it makes me hone in on the intentionality of how I play. So
Okay. Awesome. Well, I do want to say that I am planning. We got to talk about some of the secrets here. Some of the secrets. Right. So I am planning on doing a guitar tribute show. Of course, I'm going to be talking about Wes Montgomery, George Benson, Ken Burrell, but I also got a couple people like Hendrix and Santana I want to throw in the mix. And so I'm planning on that too. And I'm hoping you can make the date. I'm not going to let it known just yet, but I'm just kind of throwing that out there so people know something that's on my mind. Lots of people have been asking, because I've been doing so many more private events now. And you know why? I'm not going to say it on here, but you know why. So the trio hasn't been out publicly as much, but I'm thinking about that guitar tribute show. I think it's going to be great, man. So I want to throw that out there. And then let's close this with anything you want to say, any plugins you want to say, man. Plug yourself, anything you're doing coming up. Let the people know.
Follow me on Instagram at zachwkeyz. My album is coming out soon, but more importantly and more closely, listen to Trap Montgomery. Comes out September 24th. All streaming platforms. Buy it. It's only going to be 99 cents, $1.29. You support an upcoming artist, so do that.
Excellent. Well, Zach, it's been great seeing you again, and of course, this interview has been phenomenal. Thanks for wearing the T-shirt. Totally unplanned. That's kind of funny. Awesome, man. So, dude, we got to have you another time, and we got to get you another song, man. So more great stuff coming up.
You know what to find me.
All right, Zach. Well, thank you for your time, and see you on the next one.
Indeed.
All right.